episode of Financial Freeway. My name is David J. Atwood. I am the man rocking the Ray-Bans. And what a day to be rocking the Ray-Bans. It's gorgeous out. It's gorgeous, and that's a nice thing about living in Victoria. It's I always refer to it as the Hawaii of Canada, because it's moderate temperature, doesn't get too hot, doesn't get too cold, you know, it varies. Last couple of years been a little extreme, but it's a great place to live. And this is winter and I'm walking around without a jacket on, so I just had to do some quick shopping downtown. And if you probably can actually already check out and hear how rough my throat is, I had a party on Friday night for the coworkers, had a big shindig at the place, and a good time, really good time. But someone there, whom I will name Patient Zero, walked in, touching everything, hugging everyone, and ended up, I got sick. So it's been a rough weekend with that, trying to navigate that. And especially this close to Christmas, I got so much still to do with getting everything ready, and it's been tricky. It's been tricky with this cold. So I apologize for the sniffling and the eventual coughing that's going to happen. But that's life. That's the way it goes. And the funny thing about getting sick, or losing a pet, or getting fired from a job, or any of that stuff, the funny thing about it is nobody cares. Nobody cares. And it's not because they're not empathetic. You know, we live in a world full of empathetic, kind, loving people, but they got their own stuff to deal with. And that's really the gist of it all, is everyone's got their own bag of hammers to carry. And how can you expect someone who's got a broken leg to feel sorry for you when they're suffering themselves? You got a broken arm and you want them to feel sorry for you because your arm's broken, but you're narcissistically forgetting that they are have a broken bone too. And it's quite common. Excuse me. It's really common for people to not realize that everyone's got a little bit of stuff to go through. And that's just the way it is. You're never, ever going to be judged for the stuff you go through. You're going to be judged and remunerated by how much stuff you can go through and still keep going. The boss of the company has to deal with a lot more crap. That's why he gets paid more. The guy at the bottom end, the low end of the totem pole, like the bottom rung, all he's got to worry about is doing the task that's been assigned to him. He doesn't have to worry about anyone else but himself. So he gets paid less. The more stuff you have to deal with, the more you get paid. But you have to be able and competent enough to deal with that stuff. And this is where a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that, oh, I've had a stressful day. How dare they come at me, because don't they know I'm going through my own stuff? None of that matters. You got to get to a point where you can navigate, and I think that's the key. Is you got to be able to navigate your stuff. So if you're having a rough day, there's no one's gonna fault you for having a rough day, but they're gonna fault you for not being able to handle it properly. Because you come in and start whining about how rough things are for you, in that the whole world's about me mentality, no one's going to help you out. No one's going to care. You're on your own. And if you can't deal with it, that's fine. Go in your corner, relax, have a juice. And deal with it. But don't expect to get the promotion. Don't expect to get the contract signed. It's not that you don't have a right to feel bad and to you even have a right to whine about it. But Your trauma and suffering does not equate to finances, to abundance, to wealth at all. So you have to keep that in mind when you're, I don't even know if I'm going to publish this at all. Honestly, it's so, we'll look at it when we get back to the video, the editing bay, but I just feel so much like garbage. So nobody cares. Sorry, it's not that nobody cares. Your suffering does not equate to a life of abundance or freedom. It's just suffering. What you have to be able to do is navigate and move forward, move around that, deal with it, or compartmentalize it. You know, put it aside for now. It's like, okay, look, I got something to deal with, but I also have these responsibilities that are very, very important. So I'm going to deal with those. My suffering and my sadness is still there waiting for me, but now I have the focus on the task at hand. That's important, and that's how you're going to grow. You're not going to grow by wallowing. And again, I'm, you know, even right now, I'm dealing with heartbreak, and it's a part of, I don't say it's part of life, but it is a part of life. Everyone's going to deal with it. It's like being upset that you're going to die and turning to someone else and going, oh my God, I'm going to die one day. It's so scary. We're all going to die. So what are you going to do with the time in between? That's where the abundance comes from, right? And there it is. That's a fact. One day you're going to perish. And so are you going to let that fear or anxiety about that get in the way of you actually having a life of abundance in the meantime? Some people do. And to me, it's silly. I mean, have as much fun as quickly as you can. Suffering is part of life, and it sucks. It sucks so much. But you will not ever be rewarded for your suffering. Ever. Maybe you might in a car accident or a slip and fall case that you take to court. But other than that, no. And here's the key. Here's a real big thing. Your life won't be free. You won't live a life of freedom and abundance if you are trying to get paid out for your suffering. Suffering, it's the cost of doing business. It really is. You're going to suffer when you open a business. You're going to suffer when you own a business. You're going to suffer when you sell the business. You're going to suffer when you make money. You're going to suffer when you're building your empire. You're going to suffer. That's all there is to it. Learn to understand that it's part of the process. And you will get remunerated not by your suffering, but how you're able to overcome it, surpass it, and achieve great things in spite of it. That's when you get remunerated. I apologize for being so sick and phlegmy today. I just really wanted to get an extra one out today. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to publish this one. We'll see how it looks. If it's really bad, I'm not going to publish it. But if it's passable, it might hit the YouTube. So thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, check out financialfreeway23.ca. I'm always uploading the videos there. There's been a bit of a break in the uploads because there was a password issue. Got that sorted out. Some more things there. I just did a great blog on the website about how to diversify your portfolio to mitigate your risk, but still leave yourself open for the opportunity of gains in some pretty interesting markets. If you're on YouTube watching this, make sure you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up if you like what we're putting down here. And above all, share. Share the word. Share what we're talking about to other people. So everyone out there knows that they can live a life of abundance. Thanks so much. God bless.